Jackie and Gutierrez. Blackstone and McMahon. Hello, Jackie. Today,
hello, everybody.
Supercharger running Rivers out. Claymation, a very yippy cub, and a special delivery man.
Okay, that's a ball. That's a ball.
Let's go around the horn.
The hippity hop is all it is. Oh, a little funny rabbit.
Quote, there is due diligence before the draft, and then there is this. That's Michael Gelkin, San Diego Union Trib, on the Chargers flying to Oregon to work out Marcus Mariota. This, while Bleacher Report's Jason Cole said Tennessee Titans, possessors of the number 2 pick, might be angling for Phillip Rivers. Plot thickens, Bill Plaschke. Something or nothing?
Everything. Phillip Rivers does not want to move to Los Angeles. He's got 7 children. He's worried the franchise may move to Los Angeles. He just as soon play out his career closer to his Alabama hometown. So Tennessee's perfect. Whisenhunt was his offensive coordinator during maybe the best year of his career in 2013. It all fits perfectly.
Phillip Rivers out of San Diego. You agree, Israel Gutierrez?
I do. I'm not exactly so sure what having 7 kids has to do with not playing in L.A. I think
it should be said, though. That's a headline right there. The man has 7 kids.
Yeah, that is. But no, I do think that it seems to fit, right? My thing is if you're looking at the Tennessee Titans, they seem to be playing this pretty darn well. I mean, they're not locked into necessarily selecting a quarterback, but here they are. You've got the Cleveland Browns in the mix with 2 first rounds this year and possibly adding another first rounder in there to try to move up. You've got possibly the Chicago Bears trying to move up. And here you've got a team in San Diego that has exactly what you need, a veteran, stable, just very good quarterback that they can give back to you. And they're not really saying anything, Tennessee is. And so I think if they can get these offers to just keep going up and up and up, they're in a great position.
From the Chargers' perspective, though, Blackstone, the idea that you would trade out Rivers and bring in a rookie, Marcus Mariota, something you would do?
Absolutely something I would do. You're talking about a Chargers team that's never gotten to really where they want to be. You're talking about a Rivers who is 33 years old. He's been hurt. If they wanted to keep him, they already would have extended him. He wouldn't be facing the last year of his contract. And you're talking about a team that may want to move to a new city or build a new arena. You know what? Let's start out with something really exciting and new, and that would be a Heisman Trophy guy like that.
Okay. Jackie Mack, where are you on this?
I understand it, and you guys are right. The pieces all fit, but if I'm the San Diego Chargers, I take Mariota to dinner, I watch him, I talk to him, and then I fly home, and then I take Phillip Rivers to dinner. And I want to make sure that everything I'm reading and that I'm understanding properly, that I'm not going to move my 7 kids to L.A. if I go there, because I don't know. Phillip Rivers, to me, is a pretty nice, proven commodity. I think Mariota is going to be a great pro, but we know it takes a while with young quarterbacks. I'm not ready, if I'm the San Diego Chargers, to just say, oh, he looks good. Yeah, Phillip, see you later. I want to make sure that's what – I want to get inside Rivers.
Phil, I'll go to you because you're my expert on all things California here, but San Diego to L.A. isn't San Diego to Siberia. I mean, it's a car ride.
No, it is. It is. I've lived in San Diego before. It's a mindset of people down there.
Inside information.
They're afraid. They don't like L.A. They do not like L.A. They just don't.
Okay, is he back in?
I agree with Jackie to this extent. If you're San Diego, you need to be in love with Marcus Mariota to make this gamble. Don't just do it because Phillip Rivers might not.
Are you guys of the opinion Mariota can be as good, if not better, than Rivers in the near future? Maybe not his rookie year, but in the near future. Are you of that opinion? Jackie? Kevin? Anyone?
Sure. Yeah.
I think Mariota is going to be a great pro, but
talented quarterback.
Again, the biggest headline to me is that he's got 7 children. He's 33 and he's got 7 children. That's putting up numbers. Number 1 pick in the fantasy draft there. We'll move on. Basketball. Clay playing last night. Only Clay can. Or as only Steph can if Clay doesn't. Scary proposition here is, could the best team in basketball be getting better going into the playoffs? Israel. I saw ESPN.com's BPI rating. BPI. They had Golden State as the favorites, and BPI factors in playoff experience, of which this team has very little. So how much do you think the lack of good playoff experience will affect this team this year?
I'm not sure if the experience itself is going to be the effect. I think it's just more so possibly facing the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, the San Antonio Spurs have been playing fantastic basketball. Kawhi Leonard over the last, month or so, you could argue has been the best player in the league when you consider how good he's been defensively. And they essentially own Golden State. They can't win in San Antonio, Golden State can. And they beat them once this year, but it's been a while. So I think the Warriors have a serious problem, not because they peaked too soon or they don't have any experience or anything like that. I think the Spurs are their biggest problem.
Kevin Blackstone?
Well, you just look at history, and I remember being back when I was covering the Seattle Bulls series, and people writing going into that game how youth is not served in the NBA. It is proven true year in, year out. You need experience. Now, that doesn't mean that we should discount the Golden State Warriors' lack of success in the last few playoffs as being something that's going to haunt them, but certainly it is something that works in the favor of the Spurs year in and year out, and everybody's going to talk about it, and everybody's going to write that they know how.
So you would call the Spurs then the favorites in the Western Conference, even though Golden State has 10 more wins this regular season. Jackie Mack, how about you?
Yeah, and it's a little unfair the way we're presenting this because I think under normal circumstances, as Izzy pointed out, Golden State is built to win. I think it's unfair to say that they're not built to win because of the way they spread the floor, share the ball, and are a great defensive team. But here comes the but. It is the Spurs. You talk about experience. All Golden State together has over around 3,000 minutes of experience. That's half what Tim Duncan alone has, Tony.
Yeah,
and here's the other thing. Their experience is different than any other kind of experience. You're talking about teams that have lost in the most excruciating way and won in the most exhilarating way in the last 2 years. That's experience you can't buy.
And Plashke, where do you come down on this?
In the last 10 years, every NBA champion ranked in the top 6 in playoff experience among the playoff teams that were there. Right now, the Warriors rank 10th in playoff experience. It just doesn't add up. You win the NBA. Everybody knows this. You win it by step, by step, by step. They got to win a couple rounds, then they lose, learn what it's like to lose, then go to the next round. And again, it's going to come down to Game 7 in Golden State. As Izzy said, San Antonio is one of only 2 teams to win in Golden State this year.
Did you just say in order to win playoff games, you have to win playoff games? Is that the gist I'm hearing from someone in Los Angeles?
No, I did not say that. I said you have to win series.
Israel, the Warriors are your team, your West Coast team at least. Can we say that? What do they need to do then to win in the postseason?
Well, look, they just need to do what they've been doing. They basically need to, I mean, there's 82 games worth of experience that they will have had, and being a historic team, I mean, that counts too. You have to build up the type of confidence. You have to have confidence if you had a historic type of season where you win 66, 67 games. They just need to find a way to make
Stone, what do they need to do?
They have to win in San Antonio, which is not something they've found a way to do. And they also have to find a way not to have an off shooting night because you know that will kill them.
Move the ball, don't let it stick. Beat the Spurs at their own game. That's Golden State's only chance if they play them.
I like that, Jackie. Move the ball, move the ball. It's like a little dance you're doing.
Don't do that ever again. Leave. Get out of here now. Baseball. Jon Lester. Let's put Jon Lester's 7.8 ERA to the side right now and hope he doesn't have to throw over to it. His yips to first base, people. Lester says it's a non-issue. KB, how big of a non-issue did it look to you last night?
Well, it didn't look like a non-issue at all, but the big issue is I can't put that ERA aside because the fact is he's having to throw over to first base all the time. He's giving up like 18 hits in these 2 outings, 9 earned runs. I mean, this is ridiculous. His whip is like almost 2.
Okay, but that's got a very small sample set. He's going to have people on first base the entire season. It's going to happen. You don't think it's an issue that he's got some...
Well, it is an issue. What I'm saying is you got to start getting to that issue by not letting on so many base runners.
Jackie, you covered Jon Lester in Boston for years. You know him better than anybody here. Is this a real issue?
Oh, it is. And it's interesting now, after the fact, the Red Sox are willing to tell you, oh, we worked with him at spring training off to the side all the time. We were always afraid teams in the American League would exploit this. The only team that ever did was the Kansas City Royals. And I think the problem is when you get to the National League, it's more small ball than it is in the American League. This is an issue for Jon.
Do you think it's in his head?
I do.
Plashke, how about you?
This is a huge issue. Just ask the Royals last year's playoff game. He's leading 7-3 in the 8th inning. 2 Royals get on base. They steal 2 stolen bases against him. He gets knocked out of the game. The Royals win the game. They beat Oakland. This is a huge issue, and especially in the National League. Every team now, I've seen guys take leads on the grass now. Look how big the leads are against him. Guys are taunting him now. This is a huge deal.
Gutierrez?
Yeah, listen, the sentence... his first throw to first base in 2 years, that sentence alone is ridiculous. And it just goes to show you how big of a problem this is, okay? Just look at those 2 throws last night. That's
right. So it was 66 games since he had last thrown to first base. How was this not talked about when he was on the free agent market? How was this not talked about before every start he had?
Because he was hitting so well.
I'll tell you what, part of the reason was there weren't a whole lot of base runners against Jon Lester the last year.
Okay, I mean, but that's relatively speaking. It happens 5 times a game.
He has a very quick delivery. That's the other thing. Very quick delivery.
We're going to have a very quick delivery to break right now. Buy or sell next. Coming up, the greatest trick the New York Knicks ever pulled. Convincing the world they couldn't blow it more than they've already blown it. They can. Stick around.
Buy or sell.
If you guys could increase your chance of winning by 5% right now, would you? You can't. The Knicks on this 2-game tear, and it has them out of the #1 spot for ping pong balls into the #2, which could be the slogan for the season, the Knicks into the #2. Derek Fisher to fans who are unhappy they're winning too bad, which could also be a slogan for the season, too bad. What are you buying, what are you selling here, Plashke?
I'm actually buying the Knicks winning, Tony. It's only a 3% difference in the chances of being the worst and second to worst. And in exchange, get a guy like Langston Galloway finding himself, Fisher become more of a leader. I got no problem with it.
Goody Harris?
To the fans who want the Knicks to lose, I say too bad. Because these guys out there are not trying to lose. They're playing for their careers. The Knicks, yeah, they might get the #1 overall pick, but they might get it if they have the 3rd or 4th best record as well, as Bill said. It's not that big a deal.
Blackstone?
Go ahead and play.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal for both of those reasons. Basically, if you're in the lottery, you're losing anyway. And if the NBA would just change their system and get back to the way any other place does it, any other league does it, we wouldn't have this mess.
But this is the system that's in place, Jackie Mack. They're dropping 3%, 5%, potentially 10%.
And you know what? I'll tell you what, the team that tries to lose the most and loses the most very rarely ends up with the #1 pick. We've seen that over and over again. And I'll tell you what, you have to play to win, because if you don't, you have less credibility than the Knicks have at this exact moment already. Got to play hard.
Which is zero, I guess, at this point, right? I mean, the plan was in place. Is that what Phil told us?
Plan.
Yeah. Last place is where the plan was. Buy or sell 2, Alex Rodriguez. He's at 655 home runs. 660 would tie Willie Mays. The Yankees reportedly have no intention to acknowledge it or pay him the $6 million bonus his contract calls for. Buy or sell that, Israel.
Oh, I'm selling it hard. This is so petty from the Yankees. They went in on that contract. They're the ones who said we will pay you $6 million because we will gain from this as well. Now all of a sudden they can't gain, so they're going to give that. They're not going to acknowledge it. It should be acknowledged. Barry Bonds is still the home run leader, right?
Blackstone, how about you?
Well, it's not only petty, it's also disingenuous and hypocritical for the New York Yankees, a team that had 9 guys off their 2000 World Series team in the Mitchell reports, and all of a sudden pretend like this didn't happen with A-Rod and we're not going to respect him anymore.
McMullen?
Joke.
Listen, the Yankees don't want any part of A-Rod. That's been clear from the beginning. If, in fact, the agreement was for them to get promotional benefit from A-Rod hitting 660, are they going to get promotional benefit from hitting 660? I sincerely doubt it. So that's where the Yankees are coming from.
So you agree with the Yankees' approach here to ignore?
Oh, I do. Yeah, I do.
Lashley, how about you?
No, I think it's a terrible approach. For one thing, they lose the whole steroid moral high ground when they're retiring the number of Andy Pettit. And in the mid-30s, they're retiring, so they lose that. They're playing A-Rod every day, so they're almost every day. So they're losing that ground too. It's all about money. This is ridiculous.
It is about money, and it's similar to a situation that's going on with the Angels right now and Josh Hamilton, right? I mean, how icy are things between those two? Artie Moreno refusing to say whether he'll play with the team again. Team removed his name and number from all team stores. Mike Scioscia set to meet with Hamilton face-to-face this week. Kevin, you okay with how the Angels are handling this situation?
Absolutely not. I mean, here's a guy who was embraced for his troubles and given help just a few years ago by the Rangers, and now he's being all but discarded by this team and ignoring the ruling by the arbitrator that he did not violate the rules. What are you saying?
Jack, you agree with how the Yankees were handling A-Rod. How about how the Angels are handling Hamilton?
I don't agree at all with the way ownership of the Angels is handling Josh Hamilton in this situation. But I do like the idea that Mike Scioscia is reaching out to him. I hope Josh Hamilton meets with him in Houston because he's the manager. He's looking at it and saying, I care about this kid. Our players care about it. We want him back, and he can help our ball club. Let's try to show him to him like a human being.
The Angels knew. They knew he had an illness when they signed under this contract, and now that he's suffering from that illness, now they're saying they're backing off from him. That's absolutely embarrassing for the Angels. They're just discarding him. Again, this is a sick man, and he needs help. He doesn't need him to push him out. They have a contract. Honor their obligations to him.
You can't help but wonder how he would have been treated if he was still with the Rangers, a team that knows him better, or if he was actually hitting to his potential under this current contract. I guarantee you he'd be
it's
treated
about
differently.
his last 2 seasons with the Angels. All right. Some music, new music for you as you say goodbye. Don't even think about dancing. Don't even think about. Put that hand down, Flashy. Please, get out of here. Lightning round is next for Gutierrez, Blackest, and McMullen. Coming up, the Diamondbacks forcing people in the seats behind home plate to beat Diamondback fans? What? Israel 21, Stone and Mac 20. Anybody's ball game in the left. Urban Meyer, the new contract, $6.5 million per. Second most in college, $500,000 below the man he just beat in the Sugar Bowl. So between Meyer and Saban, Israel, who's more valuable?
It's an impossible question to answer. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward Nick Saban, only for this reason, okay? If you're asking me who am I going to start a program with, because Nick Saban has dipped his toe in the NFL, has already done that. He's been with a couple other teams. He's probably going to stay put. Urban Meyer, we have no idea.
Possible question to answer if you're going to answer like that. Blackstone.
Not impossible to answer, but I'm going to come to the conclusion that it's Urban Meyer, and really, and this isn't age discrimination, but he's so much younger, and we've talked about how much longer Nick Saban is going to continue to coach, and you know Urban Meyer is going to continue to do it, and 3 national championships, undefeated in the Big Ten.
You know, it's like picking between Pat Riley and Phil Jackson, but I'm going to go with Urban Meyer, too, because of the style of football he brought to the Big Ten. Everyone said, oh, it'll never be like the SEC. Well, if you're Urban Meyer, you just bring everything you did to the SEC, you bring it to the Big Ten, and you win football games.
In your Riley-Jackson analogy, who was Pat Riley and who was Phil Jackson there, Jackie?
Oh, I would have to say that Saban is more like Riley. Yes.
Okay, we'll move on. Lightning 2, check this out. Sunday in Arizona, fan in the Dodgers cap and blue shirt behind home plate, given a Diamondbacks jersey to put on. Actually, they put it on him physically. Team says fans who occupy the batter's box seats are to obey their rules, which apparently means cheering for the Diamondbacks? I don't know, KB. Fair or foul here? What's going on?
Oh, absolutely foul. You got to be kidding me. In the United States of America, you're forced to wear a team jersey that you don't want to wear? That's ridiculous. Is there some lawyer out there, some unemployed lawyer, looking for a case? Take this one.
McMullen?
You know what I think we call this? Counterproductive PR. When a man is sitting there and refuses to raise his arms to actually put the shirt on, how exactly is he proving that he's rooting for your team, I think?
Well, he did put the jersey on, though, in the end. How about you?
Eventually.
No, it's only cool if the guy's okay with it. But if he had a beef with it, I'd say, I mean, he can start. I mean, like Kevin said, find him a lawyer because he has no reason to not be the fan of his team. He paid good money to go to this team, to go to get these tickets, apparently. That's pretty much ridiculous.
Well, this is like during the World Series where the Marlins fan, was seated for the Giants-Royals World Series game. Oh, Gutierrez. Music means time to say goodbye with the last word.
I'm going to spend some time watching Bill Platsky dance while the rest of you guys continue with the show.
It's a bad Friday by Humphreys McGee, but it's a bad Tuesday if you're watching Platsky dance. Straight ahead, Blackstone and McMullen. The one minor issue with Carter Cap pitching from the rubber.
The rubber.
Four. See who we got here. Professor Blackstone, Jackie McMullen. 2 quick showdowns and then 30 seconds of FaceTime to the winner. Good luck to you both. Showdown 1, Tom Brady's incomplete pass for the first pitch. KB, you seen it right here. You giving him a pass for it?
No, I'm not going to give him a pass for it because I remember when Tom House used to have pitchers throw footballs to get better. This is a football guy throwing a baseball. I would assume that he would be able to do this. This is within his realm. He throws a football.
It's a football player that came in from out underneath the bleachers holding that very heavy World Series trophy. Probably hasn't thrown a baseball in 20 years, and at least he tried to do it from the rubber instead of going up and
He was holding a Super Bowl trophy. Let's not get ahead of ourselves for the Red Sox this year, Jackie. I know you like the team, but it's a Super Bowl trophy he came out. We'll move on. Showdown 2. Marlins reliever Carter catches his delivery. Is this real life? Is this just fantasy? Kind of causes a landslide. No escape from reality. Jackie, should this be a legal pitch?
Well, here's the rubber. He keeps his foot on there, so it is technically legal.
His foot on,
but I don't know how fair it is. It looks like a balk, but it isn't. So I'm going to say go for it.
He's shortening the pitching distance. I don't see how that can be allowed. He looks like he's doing the electric slide before he throws a pitch to the plate. They've got to review this in the offseason.
You think he keeps his foot on the rubber the entire time? He's releasing it from like 53 feet away. If you can get away with it, fine. But
I'll do the electric slide if you want me to. Or maybe
30 seconds, Kevin.
You know, I'm always amazed at the public and those of us in the media who get all apoplectic over the fact that young men are leaving behind their college careers to go to the NBA early. And yet Jordan Spieth, who we're all talking about right now, and we actually love for what he did in golf, left the University of Texas early so he could cash in on his golf career and get started becoming a millionaire early. Where is the outrage about that? There is none because it's fair and it's right. Good for you, Jordan.
Apoplectic.
And he's real apoplectic. I like the way you said Spieth's name there. Had a nice little angelic flourish to it, Kevin. All right. That's going to do it, folks. Thanks for coming around on a 23.5-hour break. We'll see you tomorrow.
Geico presents Strange Saving Stories. Astronomers detected an interstellar transmission. It stated, Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. The implications were staggering. Was the cosmos telling us we could all save hundreds on car insurance with Geico? Or did their radar merely pick up a signal from the nearby Rufus and Clyde's morning show? We may never know.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
ESPN Radio, bringing you directly to the biggest events in sports.
Center field, will hit, Hunter back, out of here!
From opening day of baseball,
Throw to the plate, safe at the plate!
right through the World Series.
For the third time in 5 seasons, the San Francisco Giants are the champions of the baseball world.
Whether it's LeBron, Chris Paul, or Kevin Durant, when the NBA tips off, ESPN Radio is right there when a champion is crowned.
Have a new world champion. The San Antonio Spurs are the world champions.
And when the magic of bowl season arrives, ESPN Radio is your home for the new college football playoff.
The college football playoff first national champion, the Ohio State Buckeyes.
The biggest events in sports can be found right here on ESPN Radio. Two of baseball's best go head-to-head in interleague action when the Tigers head to St. Louis to face the Cardinals.
That one is gone.
The pregame at 7 Eastern, first pitch at 8, Sunday on ESPN and ESPN Radio.